Hello and welcome to Chamber 29. For Chamber 29 you're going to be doing a Google presentation. You'll be creating a presentation with 10 slides. In the assignment chamber description I tell you the 10 slides that you need to have here. You can have more if any of them require more than one slide. So you're going to create a presentation on an animal that you get to choose. So choose an animal that you're interested in. You're going to include a title page, table of contents, a short introduction, description of the animal's size and features, where they live, what they eat, their offspring, how they live, any other interesting facts that you can add to it, which could be more than one slide as well, and then finally a resources page. Some notes that I want to make. Please make sure that your presentation has proper spelling, grammar, punctuation, capitalization, especially with titles. And also I want you to include transitions. When you transition between slide to slide, I'll show you how to do that. And really important, make sure that you give credit where you got your images from by copying and pasting the link underneath each picture. You do want to have lots of pictures and images in your presentation to make it more interesting. You also want to be careful not to put too many words on each slide. It is overwhelming and people lose interest when there's big chunks of text on a slide. So now I'm going to show you how to get started. So you're going to go to your drive and go to Create Presentation. Your new presentation is going to pop up, and the first thing it's going to do is going to ask you to choose a theme. You can choose any of these just by the looks of it, whatever you think looks best. For the most part they're pretty simple. So just choose one and then click OK. And it will load it up. Now it's going to start you with a title slide. Your title slide is where you're going to introduce what your animal is. So for example, if I was doing mine on killer whales, I would put the title there, and then down here I can put my name. If you want to change the type of letters here at all, you can always go to Insert Word Art and it will give you fancier letters. What I always like to do is start by clicking this plus button, which as you can see is a new slide. You can also use shortcut Control M. I like to hit it a bunch of times so that I have the slides that I need and I can get rid of them later if I don't need them. So I'm going to start by putting in 10 or 11 slides. If I need more, I can always add later. If I need less, I can always delete it. So now I'm going to go to my second slide. You're going to want to refer back to this as you're going. So now we're going to put the table of contents. Now I'm going to show you later how to link the table of contents. For now I'm just going to put the title. By the way, there are lots of different types of slides, and right here where you have apply layout, there's the title slide. That's only going to be for the very first one. Most of the slides you're going to use are going to be title and body. If for some reason you are just having a picture with a caption, you could use this caption one. There's a 2-column one. Obviously there's blank, but for the most part we're going to use this title and body, which is what it defaults to on all of these when I clicked new slide. Up top I'm going to put the title of the slide, and again you want to capitalize. So this is going to be the table of contents, and in the table of contents you do not need to include the title slide or the table of contents. You're just going to include slides 3 to the end. We kind of have an idea of what they're going to be, so I could start listing them because I've essentially given them to you here. But if you want to wait till the end in case some of these required 2 slides, then you could. I know that slide 3 is going to be an introduction of the animal, so I could put something like intro. If you wanted to, basically these are the same features as in Google Docs up here. If I wanted to add bullets, I could add bullets by clicking up there. So I'm going to wait till the end to finish off my table of contents, just in case some of my sections require more than one slide. So slide 3 is going to be an introduction, so I'm going to click up here, again capitalize, just put introduction. You could put intro to killer whales or something like that, and then I'm going to find out some information to type out about them. This is also one I could wait till the end if I wanted to, because I haven't really done any research on them. So the introduction will require some research, so I'm going to go ahead and do a Google search of killer whales. I'm having trouble typing. Keep in mind, you can always go to Wikipedia. You are going to need to use at least 3 different websites, the rule of 3, to check your information. Remember, when we did Smart Search before, we found out that we get different information, different numbers on different websites. So we want to compare these to kind of get a feel for what the true facts are. Do not copy and paste for any of this unless it's just like a word that's hard to spell or something, but do not copy and paste large chunks of text. That is plagiarism. So I'm going to read over this and then come up with a little introduction to make for my killer whale. And magically I now have my introduction. This is the most text that you're going to have on any of the slides. For the most part, we don't want to have a big paragraph like this. We want to have just little bits of information. You'll notice that we get the same feature if we mistype a word or something, with the red line underneath, so we can make quick corrections. Okay, now I'm going to go to slide number 4 in my presentation. The 4th thing that the assignment asked me to have is the animal's size and features. So I'm going to go and do some research and find that, and I'm going to continue doing that with all of these: where they live, what they eat, their offspring, how they live, other interesting facts. And so I'm going to go ahead and do that and then show you a couple. Here I want to kind of show you a trick that you can use. So again, you do want to include some pictures. You can have that on your title or any of the other slides. Here I'm going to be describing their size and features. I'm just going to give some short points, so I'm going to bullet point them. I found that they're usually about 20 feet in length. I actually want my text to be a little bit bigger, so I'm going to go ahead and change this. Usually it defaults to a bigger size. They weigh about 6 tons, and they have a dorsal fin, which is about 6 feet. And you can include differences in males and females and that kind of thing, describe their color and all that. I'm going to go ahead and space mine out a little bit more. So you would want to include more information, but just for the sake of the screencast, I'm going to show you. Now I want to include a picture. If you're going to be typing paragraphs, what I would do is shorten up the width of your text box so that as you're typing you don't go past where your picture is going to be, and I can go ahead and put my image in here. So I'm going to go ahead and insert image, and I'm going to try and find a picture. I'm going to search right in here using Google. I want to find a picture that shows the dorsal fin and kind of gives the size and everything that I was talking about. There's one of just a dorsal fin. There's a good one of a dorsal fin as well. I want one that kind of shows how big they are as well as shows their dorsal fin, so I'm going to go ahead and go with this one. And it will put my picture right in there. Now, I actually did that too quickly. I'm going to go back real quick. Get rid of that picture. Remember, you can always undo right here. And go back to insert image. This one that I clicked on right here. Now I want to give credit to where I got this picture from. So I'm going to go ahead and copy that link, or Control C. Now I'm going to insert it. And then I'm going to Click on it to resize it. Notice I can also crop it up here if I wanted to take some of it out and get it to the length that I like. I'm going to use these red lines to help me center it. And then underneath here, I want to paste. Oh, I don't want to do that. I want to paste that text, so I'm going to insert a little text box, and I can put it anywhere. Now I want to paste that link, and it does not have to be very big, but it is a link so that someone could click on it if they wanted to get it, and I'm going to put it right underneath my picture. I'm going to change the size here since one of those letters wasn't fitting. Alright, and there I'm giving credit to where I got the picture from. So here's one way that you can set up yours. Okay, just a couple more things. You'll notice here I titled it the same title that I had put on the description. You can change the titles to make them fit for you. So here I changed what they eat to feeding. So come up with your own names for the slides. Also here I want to show you at the end you're going to list your resources as links. So links of all the places where you got your information. You must have at least 3. If you want to include a slide of pictures, you can include your pictures. Just make sure you give credit to where you got those from. And then the last thing I want to show you is putting in So to put in your transitions, you'll go here to Slide and then Change Transition, and that's going to show right now it's going to have no transition. There's a few choices here: fade, slide from right, slide from left, flip, cube, gallery. I'm going to go ahead and do fade. You don't want to do them too slowly because then it takes forever to go from one slide to another. You can play it to see what it looks like. Okay, there it kind of fades in. I could even make it a little faster. Make that a little faster. And then you can have different ones on each one, but the easiest way is probably just to apply it to all slides. So if I click that, they're all going to use the same fade and the same timing. If you have one that has bullet points like this one, if you wanted them to come in one at a time, you would click on the text box and then click Add Animation. So it's fading into the slide, but the actual text in it, maybe I want it to fly in when I click, and I would check by paragraph. So by each of these it will come in. So I'll show you what that looks like. So here's a preview. So it would go to this slide, my picture would already be there, and then as I click, information comes in one at a time. This is good if you're presenting something and you just want people to focus on the first thing you're saying. You don't want them to see the other ones until you talk about them. So you can go ahead and do that if you would like on any of your slides. Alright, so there'll be more to come on Chamber 29 for the table of contents. This was a lot, but have fun with you creating your Google presentations.